Hey everybody, it's Maddie here with AltCoin Buzz. Hope you're having a good one. And at the time of this recording, just want to let you guys know, full disclosure, we have retraced a little bit off of the highs that we've seen in the last 24, 48 or so hours. But things are still okay. We're going to take a look at why that may be. Some of it has to do with price resistance at the $4,000 level for Bitcoin. We'll see what newsbtc.com has to say about that. We'll take a look at this article also on the website. $6 billion in fiat is sitting in crypto. $10,000 Bitcoin is possible without new money. There's also news about NEO, which is doing all kinds of things and are establishing a foothold in Seattle. Their mission is to become, quote, the #1 blockchain by 2020. We've also talked about it on altcoinbuzz.io with an article by Deepika looking at NEO's decentralized exchange, Nash, NEX. But let's begin with this article on altcoinbuzz.io by Luke. Bitcoin price sees 40-day high after hitting $4,000. So it's actually interesting because we just broke past $4,000. It's not like we got rejected by it right away, but we kind of peaked up over it and then came back around. So as Luke writes, Bitcoin has surged more than 10% since JP Morgan announced on Thursday that it would launch its own cryptocurrency called JPM Coin. After a bearish outlook for multiple weeks, Bitcoin suddenly touched the $4,000 mark after a rally that started yesterday. The flagship crypto touched $4,000 for the first time in 40 days. Now, you may or may not agree with this as far as being a catalyst, but the fact is this price action is correlated with news about JP Morgan, which has created and successfully tested a cryptocurrency that would have a value equivalent to $1. And so naturally, many investors see the news as an acknowledgement that digital assets have a future. As we talked about yesterday in the news, there may be other variables at play here. I think this is a multivariate situation. There's a lot of stuff that is cumulatively pushing up the price right now. And again, at the moment, things are retracing a little bit, but we're still up over where we were about a week ago. But here's an opinion by Maddie Greenspan, senior market analyst at the online trading platform eToro. So Maddie told The Independent, quote, "These gains are clearly creating a wave of optimistic sentiment throughout the crypto community, with market volume up by $8 billion in the last 24 hours. The market volume is now above $36 billion, and we haven't seen levels like these since April of 2018. But until Bitcoin breaks above the much-needed psychological level of $5,000, the bear market is still very much in play." I agree with that. I think that's a pretty good assessment. And here on newsbtc.com, Bitcoin surged past $3,900, but it may be too early for the crucial $4,000 level. In fact, we did just break past $4,000, but that was a short-lived celebration because we pretty much retraced within a matter of hours, if that long. So at the time of this article's publication, Bitcoin was at $3,920. It looks like it didn't quite break the $4,000 mark when this was published. But if you want to read about this prediction, which actually called things very well, basically indicating that there would be a lot of challenge, a lot of resistance at the $4,000 mark. If you want to read about why that is and why analysts do expect at least a short-term Bitcoin pullback, you can do so here. So Financial Survivalism tweeted, "That might have been the end of today's run. 4 in 9 EMAs recently made bearish crossover with price below. Bitcoin is plus 8% in the last 24 hours. For the most part, 8 to 10% is the most it likes to move in one day. Traditionally speaking, I think that is very accurate. I'm expecting pullback to 3,750 before retesting 4,100 and 4,200. At the time of this recording, as I'm speaking, guys, this is a pretty good prediction because we're at about 3,880, again, at the time of this recording. But don't let that discourage you. Be an optimist because also on newsbtc.com, $6 billion in fiat is sitting in crypto. $10,000 Bitcoin is possible without new money. It isn't a secret that millions, if not billions of dollars fled the crypto asset markets in 2018. Projects liquidated hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Ethereum from the initial coin offerings. While common Joes and Jills, many of whom caught FOMO in late 2018, liquidated their Bitcoin holdings in search of greener pastures for investing. But here's the thing, there's $6 billion ready to get siphoned into Bitcoin. Bitcoin bull Su Shu, the chief executive officer of the Singapore-based Three Arrows Capital, recently took to Twitter to remark why investors should be more optimistic when looking at the state of the cryptocurrency market. He said that while there are billions of dollars sequestered away on the sidelines, such funds are poised to rush into the cryptocurrency space once the time is right. In fact, citing data from his sources, Su noted that crypto hedge funds and holding companies likely have $2 billion in fiat on hand. If Tether is truly backed by US dollar deposits, it, alongside its more centralized counterparts, would be valued at $2.5 billion. So here's the tweet by Mr. Zhu. There's an estimated $2 billion in cash sitting at crypto funds and holding companies. There's another $2+ billion sitting in stable coins and another $2 billion sitting at exchanges, Silvergate, Signature. This is $6 billion in fiat already onboarded to crypto to buy your bags. Imagine thinking we need new money to hit 10K. Well, that's certainly one individual's opinion, but just make sure you counter that with some alternative views at the same time when doing your research, and don't take that at 100% face value. Switching gears a little bit, let's talk about NEO, which has seen some great action the last few days in terms of price. People are talking about NEO. Of course, there's a conference that just wrapped up. So here on cryptoslate.com, NEO establishes U.S. foothold in Seattle and a mission to become, quote, the #1 blockchain by 2020. NEO just recently announced it has established a foothold in the U.S. market with a new office in Seattle, Washington. In an interview, Da Hongfei explains what separates NEO from Ethereum and Bitcoin, and he asserts why he believes NEO could become the #1 blockchain by 2020. Do you guys think that's possible, to be able to surpass not only Bitcoin, but Ethereum and Ripple and others? That's a tall order. Da Hongfei, the founder of NEO, announced at NEO DevCon on the 16th of February, just a few days ago, that NEO Global Development had established a base of operations in Seattle with immediate plans to begin recruiting. So if you're in that area of the US, you may want to apply and send over your resume. New offices will give NEO a, quote, significant foothold in the US market, said Hongfei. And they want to be there because of Seattle's robust software development scene. It's the birthplace of companies, after all, like Microsoft, Amazon, Expedia, and home to large engineering offices from Facebook, Google, and Twitter. So it's an ideal place to recruit software talent. Very strategic move. Quote, we are now in Seattle, the hometown of one of the biggest software companies in the world, Microsoft, said Hongfei in front of a crowd of 200 at DevCon. He went on to make an analogy between NEO and the software juggernaut. Quote, nobody knows how to win a platform competition better than Microsoft, especially for computer language frameworks and platforms. Okay, that's great, but just being in Seattle doesn't make you Microsoft either, in my opinion. I mean, I get that this is a strategy. They want to be there for the local talent. That's okay. You're not just going to become Microsoft by default because you now operate in Seattle, though. However, I'm just being snarky. I do like NEO. I do like this project, and I like the direction that they're heading in, so much so that we talked about it here on altcoinbuzz.io with this article by Deepika. NEO's decentralized exchange, Nash, N-E-X, beta version to be launched soon. So Nash, which is built on NEO, was announced at NEO DevCon in 2019. Fabio C. Cainson, the Nash co-founder, made the announcement on the 17th of February, and the beta version of the NEO decentralized exchange will go live on the 31st of March of this year. Nash was described as a financial platform for the future of the digital economy. Cainson also said that as planned, Nash will support users from the United States right from its launch date. The goal of Nash is to bring decentralization to everyone. The platform aims to provide the best of both worlds, which is convenience of centralized banking and security of the decentralized platform. And if you're interested in this development, pay attention, because before the beta launch, the Nash developers called on the NEO community to help with software testing, and the platform also runs a referral program which offers 30 prizes worth $100,000 in Bitcoin and 46,000 NEX tokens. So if you want to get involved in this yourself in a grassroots guerrilla kind of marketing way, it could be a lucrative venture, and you may want to look into that referral program, which is linked to here in Deepika's article. So with that being said, guys, it about wraps things up. Do be sure you're following us on all the regular social media channels. Stay on the website for the latest developments, altcoinbuzz.io. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hey, like, subscribe, share. It really helps us out. Our last couple of videos are here for you to view, for you to watch, for you to comment on. I wish you only the very best if you choose to invest, members of the Altcoin Buzz Army. As always, I'm wishing you a good day, a good night, a good morning, whatever time it is in whatever part of the world you may be watching this, and we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.